Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. So for today's lecture, we are going to the next topic, that is fuzzy inference. Okay, this topic is very important in your final because it comprises up to 28 marks in your final. Okay, so each and every process in this fuzzy inference topic should be understand very well so that you can answer your final question. So let us take a look on the first slide, shall we?
Alright, first thing first, what you have to understand in this topic is the fuzzy logic process before you can understand well what is fuzzy inference all about. Okay, so you have learned previously in fuzzy set, in fuzzy logic, all of those chapters on fuzzy set and then chapters on the fuzzy rule. So those chapters actually comprises inside this fuzzy process. Okay, so let us take a look at what are the processes that involve in the fuzzy logic. Okay, first thing first, you have here your real world data. So this is your data that you have been collected, so meaning that all of those experts, what you call that, expert opinion, all of those variables. Okay, so these are what we call as the real world data. Then these data will be feed into the fuzzification process. What is fuzzification process? Fuzzification process is translating the linguistic variable into fuzzy set. If you still remember what is linguistic variable last time, okay, all of those cold, what else? We have temperature. Okay, temperature have the value that are cold, medium, hot, and so on, right? Okay, those are the linguistic variable. Then it will be fuzzified, or we can say that undergo the fuzzification process where it will transform into the fuzzy set. This is where we use y equal to mx plus c. If you still remember, we are going to find the value y whereby we have those x value, right? Okay, those y value is the what? The universe of discourse. Sorry, this is not universe of discourse, right? It is a membership function. Okay, so that membership function that comes in value 0 to 1 is the fuzzification process. Okay, next is we will go to the next process, that is rule evaluation. This is where the manipulation process occur. So we got a few rules, okay, and then from that rule we evaluate them, and then we will get what the value of the output or the consequence. Okay, then we will go to the third process, that is defuzzification. In this defuzzification process, what we did was translating fuzzy set into linguistic variable. Just now in fuzzification, we translating linguistic variable into fuzzy set. Now we have fuzzy set. For example, we have those range, okay, those membership function value, okay, and we are going to transform them into linguistic variable of the consequence. Consequence meaning that the conclusion of your rule. Okay, then we are going to have the result when we have done the defuzzification process. There are few process or two techniques that will involve in defuzzification process. Here we will take a look at them, each one of them later on. Okay, so the result is the output for our operation. I know that you are not that clear with this process yet. We will see in detail one by one. Now, in your final exam, what you are going to have is this kind of question. Okay, the question is, we examine a simple 2 input 1 output problem that includes 3 rules. Okay, these are the rules. Rule number 1, if x is a3 or y is b1, then z is c1. Okay, it is actually similar to this rule, okay, but then the representation is different. This is represented by using xyz, and this is representing the real variable of the fuzzy. Okay, so this is the variable if fuzzy funding is adequate, so this is the value. Okay, or project staffing is small, then risk is low. So what I want you to do now is, in 1 minute, please determine what is the fuzzy variable and also the fuzzy value based on all of this rule. Okay, you may pause this section here and try to determine the fuzzy variables and those fuzzy values.
Alright, I hope you can determine all of those fuzzy variables and those fuzzy values. What are them? Okay, the fuzzy value would be project funding, that is represented by X, project staffing represented by Y, and also risk here. Okay, risk is Z. Okay, and we know that these two, okay, these two variable, project funding and project staffing, are the input variable, right? Because it is in the antecedent under if. Okay, and then the risk here, okay, the risk here is the consequence of the rule, so we can say that this is the output, right? So we have those fuzzy variable that are project funding and project staffing and also risk. Then we have fuzzy values. So what are the value for each variable? So we have project funding here. The value would be adequate, marginal, and also inadequate, right? These values will fall under the set of project funding. Okay, this one, and also this one. Okay, what about project staffing here? What are the values? We have small and then large. Okay, we just have two values there, small, large. And the fuzzy variable of the output, that is risk, what are the values? Low, normal, and also high. Okay, this is a basic question. This is the first process of the what they call it, this kind of question, in fuzzy inference question. So first thing first, they will ask you what are the fuzzy variable and the fuzzy values based on the given rule. So you need to understand the rule and you need to determine all of those fuzzy variable and the values. Okay.